Good morning, people. What's going on? Welcome to United View. Welcome to your latest Man United news update. Wow. It's all going off. With the future of Ollie Solskjaer, there's no way to dress this up. There's no nice way to get into this, but I will say, obviously, good morning. Let me know where you're watching from, as per usual. Smash a like on the video, subscribe on your way in. Listen, all of the leaks have happened yesterday. The silence was deafening yesterday from the club about the future of Ollie Solskjaer. Di Marzio saying Conte's up next, Fabrizio Romano basically saying Manchester United haven't decided whether to sack Ollie Solskjaer yet, but, Conte is waiting in the wings. It's all going off. It was all going off, and we didn't really hear too much from the clubs. Domestic journalists, journalists close to the club were basically saying Man United are thinking about sacking Ollie Solskjaer. It builds up, and we did say yesterday it hadn't happened yet, but it felt like it was building up to this moment where Solskjaer wouldn't be in the job anymore. That's where we was at yesterday. Fast forward 12 hours, whatever you want to call it, 24 hours. And now the briefs have been briefed. The briefers have briefed the briefed. Yeah, that is what has happened here. The club has spoken to the domestic journalists. Laurie Whitwell has come out. Sky Sports have come out. A lot of domestic journalists have come out. Simon Stone. And they're basically saying that Ollie will be in charge for the Spurs game. And I think it's important to dissect this. We've got to talk about this and break it down and work out what's really happening here and what it means and how this is happening. Okay, Ollie will be in charge for the Spurs game. Obviously, we're all fuming. Most people are fuming about that. They think that Solskjaer should be out of the job. How can this happen? But here's the thing. Now, I've been very critical or very forthcoming in saying when Ollie hasn't been doing too well, let's not just kind of void him of his responsibility and flip it back to the Glazers. In terms of, we know the Glazers have done X, Y, Z. We know the Glazers have, done a lot that is wrong. But let's not void him of any responsibility from what's going on the pitch. Sorry, everyone's saying there's an echo on the mic. I'm going to fix that right now. There you go. Let me take that off. There you go. That should be all right now. Let me know now. I think it should be fine. Should be good. Should be good now. Let me know. Let me know in the comments if the mic is all good. Fixed. Okay, yeah, just had to mute a few things there. Perfect. Right, where was I? Everybody knows what the Glazers have done wrong. Dividends, only caring about their pockets, etc. And I've been very forthcoming in saying when it comes to Ollie's footballing ability on the pitch, let's just keep it at Ollie, because actually he's been given the tools and he's not providing. This now today, the fact that Ollie is out of his depth, but they can't sack him yet, now it's time to talk about the board. Now it's time to talk about the Glazers, and now it's time to talk about and really bring that to the forefront at this point as to the incompetence of what's going on here. Because let's face it, the reason why Ollie hasn't been sacked, in my opinion, I don't know what you guys think, let me know what you think. The reason why Ollie hasn't been sacked is not because they think he's doing an amazing job and actually he's going to turn it round, in my opinion. It's because they ain't got a clue what to do next because they didn't know this was going to happen. That's what's happened here. A complete lack of planning. That's what it is. They gave Ollie the massive maximum backing. Probably however many weeks ago, we got that new deal. Then McPhelan was next, right? And then Carrick and McKenna were going to be next after that. They're putting all their eggs into this regime, which, okay, they think it's the right thing to do, so they did that. They were not anticipating it going to shit as early as this and snowballing out of control like this. On the flip side, and I was thinking about this morning, and this is before all of this came out, and this is what happens. We go through a range of emotions. On the flip side, let's be real. We actually do need a plan here. I feel like I'm not in the middle. It's really annoying. We actually do need a plan here. Sorry, I'm just gonna fix this. There we go. Let's move to the middle, Fleck. Move to the middle. Symmetrical. There you go. That was really annoying me. Why didn't you tell me I was off center? Do you know what I mean? Anyway, back to what I was saying. On another side, we actually do really need a plan here, which does scare me because I was thinking, okay, I've had to go backwards in my thinking now because Ollie's definitely staying for the Spurs game. But then I was like, hold on a minute. If we just sack Solskjaer now, Kieran McKenna, Mike Phelan, and Carrick can't take over. That means it has to be Fletcher. How long's Fletcher going to be there for if we don't have Conte lined up, if we don't have Zidane lined up, if we don't have Conte lined up? So literally, like Joel FMG says right there, not ready FC. Super chat here from HTD says football friends and he protects them and lost money. I agree. HTD also says Ollie is responsible for what happens on the field. I agree, not the Glazers. He has got the back end. 100% agree with you, HTD. He also says we are closer to where we need to be. Where is that? HTD, I 100% agree with you that Ollie is out of his depth. I 100% agree with you, which is what I was saying before I was starting to go back to the Glazers, that for footballing reasons, on the pitch, Solskjaer's to blame. But now this is moving. I actually think this is moving away from Ollie. I honestly do. There's another super chat I think I need to read. Let me just get that one. AU says, why can we never handle anything with class? 100% complete incompetence, AU. And I think we're good with the super chats there. I'll make sure I get those read out. But what who was saying that? Let me go back to it because I think HTD. I 100% agree with you. But now I think the conversation, and Saeed said it on his fan view, this is bigger than Ollie in, Ollie out. Because now what we're going back to is actually, you know what? Ollie's out of his depth. Yeah, it doesn't matter whether you think Ollie can turn it round, whether you was Ollie out from a long time ago, whether you just turned Ollie out from the Liverpool game, whether you was Ollie out from the Europa League final, nearly said Champions League final, the Europa League final. Doesn't matter when you was Ollie out from or when you decided that he wasn't the right man. Doesn't matter when. Not interested. Bickering amongst the fan base about you're this, you're that. It doesn't matter. This is now moving away from actually Ollie's now being hung out to dry. Ollie's now being the fall guy. Ollie's now the scapegoat because he's not going to walk. I get it. You can say if you love the club and you know you're not good enough for the job, just walk. But let's really be real. I know it's not about money, but you have to consider that. Yeah, fair enough. He's entitled to do that. And secondly, if Ollie's got any kind of, we may say he's not going to get a top job, X, Y, Z. We may say that. But if he's got any aspirations to continue managing, he can't quit. So I'm not really on that train of looking at that. That is what it is. And Jeffrey Noel says, yeah, Gattuso is the perfect example of that. Ollie's not going to do it. I get it. Maybe he could do, but he's not going to do it. But this is now not about Ollie. We know Ollie's not good enough. And the reason why he's still there is because the board don't have a plan. It's about the incompetence. It's about them not even thinking, okay, you know what? This could go wrong. This could go wrong. Shout out Cheeky Sport Joel. In the comments, he says, I banter with Flex all the time, but I've never heard him sound so passionate about this. Joel, you know me, bro. I'm always up for a laugh. I'm always up for banter. You guys know me. I'm always looking at the positive side of things and trying to, not be reactionary, not be out here kind of going mad and going ham. That's not really my style. But when you have to talk to things, you have to talk to things. And this is where we're at. This is the reality of where we're at, bro. Appreciate you stepping in, man. HTD says, how does Watford board have better standards than ours and have a better manager? It's embarrassing, and our club legends are backing him too. People were laughing. People laugh at Watford for changing their manager on a more appropriate alignment of where we want to be, of objectives. Look at Chelsea. That's all you got to look at. But it's true. Chelsea's Watford did sack their manager. That's their model. It works for them. They just won the next game. Well, they lost the first game, but that was against Liverpool, and Liverpool done the same thing to us. So it ain't just that they got Ranieri and you're still shit. Liverpool just 5-0'd us with world-class players. So throwing shade at Watford, what for? Then they went and won the next game 5-2 with new belief. It proves that you can change it round. Eagle-Eyed Football says, has Sir Alex's backing of Ollie kept him in the job? I saw that today as well, that Sir Alex is still backing Ollie. Listen, I never have a bad word to say about Sir Alex, and I never want to criticise Sir Alex. He is the God. He is Manchester United. He has my undevoured love. So I don't even really want to do it. But again, you've got to call a spade a spade. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true, Eagle-Eyed Football, whether Sir Alex is backing him. If, in big capital letters, IF, if Sir Alex is still backing him after this, I would be very surprised. I would be very surprised because I think even Sir Alex would see that this is untenable. Do you know what I mean? But, you never really want to go against what Sir Alex does or says. You know what I mean? I like to just leave Sir Alex. You know what I mean? I don't even want Sir Alex to be involved in this. Do you know what I mean? I don't even want to bring his name into it. He's Sir Alex, man. But What I will say, because I'm not scared to talk about things just because someone else said it or someone else said it. We're a fan community and we talk about what's out there. And there was a rumor that Sir Alex is still backing him. If that is the case, I'll be very shocked and not saddened, but surprised that Sir Alex is still backing Ollie. If that is the case, Zayn Miasi coming through, just laughing. Can't really say anything right now, Zayn. It is what it is. Mr. Hussein says, why so much chat outside the stadium? Fans need to boo. Well, fans were booing at halftime, and inside the stadium, I think we want to keep that kind of integrity of not making inside the ground toxic. We know how bad it is. We know that Ollie's not good enough. I don't think it makes any difference now. We've gone past the point of no return. That ironic thing that you use in a different sense. Past the point of no return. Can't reel it back in. We've gone past that point. Can't rein it back in. He's out of his depth. Ollie's not going to turn this around. He's not going to turn this around. So making it toxic in the ground and then putting up banners against Ollie and saying, Ollie, get out. Nobody needs to do that. I feel sorry for Ollie now. I feel sorry for Ollie now. And I don't mean it like I feel sorry for him because he should still keep his job. I mean, I still feel sorry for him because Ollie should be getting put out of his misery now. Like I said yesterday, I know it's a bit of a laugh, but it's like that friend. It is like that friend on FIFA. You are battering them. Free and off rule. Free and off rule has come into play. Pass the pad to the next player or restart the game. And you got that friend who's just taking the batter and saying, I can come back. Let me make some subs. Let me change the tactics. Let me change the team instructions. Let me put constant pressure on instead of drop back. Let me put on pressure after heavy touch instead of drop back. Let me try something. You look at your friend and you're like, bro, sis, it's over. Like, restart the game. Put them out the misery. And that's why I feel sorry for Ollie now. That's because right now it's almost like we're just pummeling more into the oblivion. But hear what the worst thing about this is, yeah? And hear me out on this, because this isn't a Glazer lover or a Glazer mouthpiece. You have to, and this is where I like to keep calm and try and break things down properly, where we have to talk about things on both sides of the coin. If they do just sack Ollie right now, and this is my thinking of where the club are, yeah? I don't really think that the reason they're keeping Ollie is because they think he's going to turn it around. They have to say that. But it's because they need to put a plan in place. Let's deep this for 1 minute, guys. Let me just put this to you. Imagine they just pulled the plug on Ollie yesterday, yeah? Just hear me out. They pulled the plug on Ollie yesterday, right? Went boom, Ollie's not the manager anymore. Darren Fletcher's the manager now. The caretaker, interim, whatever you want to call it, yeah? Darren Fletcher's the manager. And then we didn't have any plan. Hadn't even contacted Conte yet. Hadn't worked out what you're going to pay him. Hadn't sounded out, try and even sense if we can get a Ten Hag. Haven't sounded out if we could even get a Zidane. Haven't sounded out a real far left person who, you know, we want to talk about. And Darren Fletcher's just in game after game after game after game. Guys, that's going to be worse than having Ollie. I'm not saying I like having Ollie now. I'm not saying that it's good that we're in that situation. I'm just bringing the other side of the story to say, hold on a minute. If we sack him now and there's nobody in 2 days' time, sorry, not in 2 days' time, in a game's time, in 2 days, in 2 games' time, in 3 games' time, when we see that Fletcher's still the manager, we're going to go, what the I don't even want to swear, it's too early. What the hell's going on here? How the hell is Darren Fletcher still going game after game? And they're going to be like, they haven't spoke to anyone, but there's no manager. There's no manager. So we have to consider that as well. I think what this alludes to, and actually this is the bigger thing, which a lot of people are right when they say this, right? A lot of people are right when they say this. You know what? The whole lot needs a restructure. The whole lot need to go. This is where it does go back to the Glazers and the people making decisions. Because really, Ed Woodward's been overseeing Van Gaal coming to the club, Mourinho coming to the club, Ollie coming to the club. All of them, Richard Arnold, all of them involved, yeah? It's been absolute shit. None of it's worked. So now, what's the plan after this? You can't just get Conte in for now, even though I think we need instant success and this team's willing to get now. And I agree with getting a manager who's a winner. But there still needs to be a plan in the background of that. There still needs to be a way of thinking of that. Otherwise, we're going to be in exactly the same spot in 18 months. Ollie needs to go, 100%. But the bigger thing is there needs to be a plan. So whilst I'm still really angry at the reason why Ollie's still there and he's going to be there at the Tottenham game, and if he wins or he draws, he's obviously going to keep staying the job. I'm angry at that. But actually, when I deep it from all aspects in what this is really about, it just highlights the significance that they have not got a clue what's going on. They are panicking. They are in the boardroom saying, fuck, oh my God, we did not think this was going to happen. What the hell are we going to do? We can't sack Ollie now. We can't even put Darren Fletcher. We don't even think Darren Fletcher can hold the fort. So actually, we need to stay with Ollie now because there is no plan. No plan FC. There's no plan. And you know what? Someone just said it there in the comments there. Cameron Lang, big up yourself. He said it, I feel sick. It makes you feel sick. It makes you feel horrible. It makes you feel horrible because actually, what are we? What are we as a football club? I stood outside Old Trafford when I was doing my match reaction after the Liverpool game, and you know at the front of the stadium it says Man United lit up in red, and I just look at that and I think, what are we? Then another thing as well that you have to think about of where this is right now, because the leaks have come out, all the leaks coming out, and look, like I said today on Sky Sports, right? You've got to be able to understand that some leaks are fake. Some of them are true. I think the Eric Bailly one is true. I think that was actually a quote from The Guardian or an interview done where he said, I'm surprised that this or I'm surprised that that. Fine. That is what it is. Some of them are true, some of them are not. But like Timmy just said there, a circus. It is now a circus because I don't care what anyone says. You've now got a broken, depleted squad. And Ollie, there was quotes saying that Ollie was saying that, you know, the storm's going to come. We need to stay together. The storm will come. The storm will come. There's people saying that. Ollie was saying that. But let's face it. With some of the leaks that were coming out about the players saying, look, we like him, feeling like the fans, we like him, but we don't see it. We really do not see it. And that is a big issue. That is a massive issue because now it's like, we know there's discontent within the squad. We know that players were like, why the hell are we going to start pressing against Liverpool? Why the hell are we going to start pressing against Liverpool when we ain't even worked on that? Then we get pammed up. Players don't want to do interviews. Paul Pogba already said from Leicester, don't know what the hell's going on, mate. We're clueless. We have no idea why this is going so shit. He gets dropped, comes on in the next Premier League game, gets banned for 3 games. And I'm not making him a scapegoat. I'm just saying what's happening. Maguire's going from bad to worse. De Gea's coming out saying we're playing like kids. Free for all. And Ollie's still there. So the bigger picture is actually the morale within that squad. I will be amazed if we beat Tottenham. I will be amazed if we beat Tottenham. And that is not even bigging up Spurs. You know, we're going to do some previews. We're going to do a lot of stuff in the lead up to that Spurs game. You speak to any Spurs fan, they've got their own shit going on. They got their own shit going on with their manager, their identity, where they're going. You know, like I said earlier, it's that meme of the Spider-Man thing. It's Ollie looking at Nuno looking at Ollie like that. We're both in a Spider-Man suit. Who's who? Our heads are both on a chopping board here. It's the battle of 2 managers absolutely struggling. And whoever loses, I dare say will probably... No, maybe they won't get the sack. I don't know enough about Spurs. But I don't know. It's 2 managers really, really struggling. And with the morale that we've got, yeah, maybe we might nick a draw. And that's another thing. If we do go to Spurs and nick a win, you know, maybe we might put in a decent performance. Maybe we might scrape a win. Maybe it'll be a shitty draw. Maybe we lose. Who knows? But if we do get a positive result, what does it mean? What does it mean? I can't say... After making a mistake against Liverpool that I made, gassing us up and really getting behind the boys, I hate to be a pessimist. I'd say this, we definitely ain't getting a result against City in the next game. Well, Atalanta away again after that. You know, I can't see us going on a run of beating Spurs, Atalanta and City. No chance. No chance. So if we do get a little bit of a positive result here or there, what does it really mean? It doesn't change anything. In my opinion, anyway. It doesn't change a thing. Cobb says, I agree with the board. Better to keep Ollie until the right guy is available rather than get the wrong guy. Zidane has said no. Ten Hag or Poch, season end. That there, Cobb, that's what I was basically alluding to. I think we have to be honest and look at that. We have to be honest and look at that because, if you say to yourself, like I said, there's no plan as it is. We already know we're no plan FC. Is it wise for them to sack Ollie right now and put Fletcher in charge for like 5 to 10 games because they had no plan and can't find a manager? Although there's instability now, there's even more instability if you do that. So I do agree with you there. Although it's not great, we don't want to be in that position. It's the best out of a bad situation. People are calling it the El Sacico. What? Let me get that right. El Sacico. Oh, wow. That's the derby between Ollie and Nuno, you know. Hayden Rowland says, with Ollie, had sympathy. Now the Glazers have reawoken the sleeping beast, 100%. Reward for being destroyed by Liverpool is up there with the Super League. 100%, it's incompetence. That is the message they are sending. That's the message they are sending. I'll be honest with that. I agree there. Nate H says, Ollie is so delusional. We are close. Is scary. Again, I think out of his depth he is, I've even come away from criticising Ollie and looking at it. But back to that is extremely worrying. Look, I said it last night on the Full View show that delusion sets in sometimes when you're the guy in the hot seat, when you're the person at the helm, and you know you're at a massive club and you've got the dream job. Like I said, delusion sets in. And that's why I use the FIFA analogy, because you really do think you can win. You really do think you're doing better than what you are. But that's why you need putting out your misery. Like a boxer. Like a boxer being saved by the bell, staggering back to his corner. Yeah. Staggering back to the corner. The trainer's going, listen, I need to throw in the towel. You are effed. The boxer's going to go, listen, leave me in there. I'm fine. I'm good. Leave me in there. Mate, you've been down on your ass. You got 4 10-8 rounds, mate. You've been knocked out pretty much. I don't know how you're still going out of fight. The reason why you're still going is because you've got fight, grit, determination, desire, all them things Ollie uses to describe McTominay and Fred. You got all them ingredients, but mate, you're getting battered. Your eyes closing up. You're breathing out your ass. You've been down 4 times. You're losing 10-8 on every single round because you've got 4 knockdowns against your name. Laters, I'm throwing in the towel to protect you, to protect your family, to protect me, to just put you out your misery. That's what it is. That's what it is. And that's, and you know, that you can't, and the same thing like the players who get concussion. They wake up dizzy out their head, can't even see how many fingers they got. They're going to tell you they're all right. I want to play on. They need saving from themselves. But the board ain't doing that. They're leaving Ollie out there to dry. And that's what's going to happen. This is not going to change. It's not. It's not going to change. At the end of the day, Ollie's gonna stay in the job. He ain't gonna go anywhere. And we don't have a plan. We don't have a plan. I think it's very, very evident. And also what's very, very telling is that the club, it started yesterday, actually. The silence was deafening, but really when you deep it, that tweet that the club put out, and even if you go on the Man United website, they put like an itinerary of the week. They put Monday to Friday, and they say what's happening. And it got to Friday, and it says Ollie is, you know, will be in training tomorrow to battle down the hatches and fight in a tough week for United. Then it got to Friday, and it was like Ollie will be facing the media at 1:30 on Friday. Fuck me. Again, sorry to swear so early. What does that press conference look like? The pressure, the question, it's going to take a battering. So in defense of Ollie, he's got to be really resilient. I mean, and this is not me taking it somewhere where it isn't, because I think we all agree about you shouldn't be taking abuse and stuff like that. But I just wanted to touch on it real quick. You know, Steve Bruce spoke about how things were hurting him and how it wasn't nice and stuff like that. But he's got to be really resilient, because he's going to be facing some tough questions. But that is the job. You know, as long as it's done within the realms of the pressures that come with the job, i.e. the scrutiny that he's under, and the criticism that he's under, because he's at the biggest club in the world, fine. But that is part of the job. It really is. And he's going to have to be really resilient because, you know, like I said, lambs to the slaughter, mate. That's what it is. Skywalker says, who is better, Ollie or Arteta? At least Arteta has won something. Well, you know what? You'd have to say at least Arteta's showing a bit. I don't really care for whether he's the right man or not for Arsenal. Obviously, we got our own shit going on. But yeah, he's won something. So that's a tick. And 2, you look at the level of squads. I think even at Arsenal, you can look at the like of the Ben White, a Smith Rowe, a Saka, a Gabriel coming in, a Tomiyasu who's young, a Lokonga coming in. You see their players, and it's like, well, they're young and they're not world class. They ain't got any world class players, I would say, at Arsenal. So it's going to be a bit of a bumpy road. Let's give him another 10 games, see where we're at. There's something to get, you know what I mean? With us, we've got an amazing squad, brilliant squad, and we're going backwards. We're at the point where it's like, no, he needs to go today. Do you know what I mean? There are still some Arsenal fans who may say Arteta needs to go now, whatever. I don't care. Well, that's what they said. It's up to them. But from my opinion, outside looking in, because someone put it as a super chat, who's better, Ollie or Arteta? There's more to get behind with Arteta. Do you know what I mean? There isn't that scrub him out, X him out, because there's definitely not going anywhere. But it is what it is. Ollie's built a good squad, and he's been part of that, so you have to give him that. He's built a good confidence, but he hasn't won anything, has he? And we're going backwards. Trevon Williams says, we don't call for his head. Ollie will never leave. We've got to grow a pair as a fan base and do what needs to be done. The board won't act if we don't. Trevon, Walter Smith passed away. That's sad. Scottish manager, man. Ex-Scottish manager, Scottish footballer. Wow, hope not. That just threw me. Trevon, here's the thing with that. I hear what you're saying. Basically, Trevon, you're saying, you know what? We need to just go at it. What are you saying that because really, Trevon, the fans are calling for him. Do you mean go extra like above that and say like in the stadiums like what, boo him and do that? Are you saying that? Because I just don't think that needs to be done, because we all unanimously know. I think even the club and the board know what needs to be done. They just ain't got a plan to actually do it. To be honest with you. So yeah, I hear where you're coming from there, Trevon, because you're basically saying we need to just put more pressure on the board to make the change. They're feeling the pressure, bro. They are, because there's no reason that why they were having their meetings yesterday. All of the domestic journalists were saying there's a real chance this could happen. Something's happening. Something's brewing. 100%. Nate H says, scenes if he plays the same team against Spurs. Oh my God, Nate H, don't. I'm saying he has to go 5. I'm saying we're in such free fall. Ollie needs to go 5 at the back. But it's been that bad in the last couple of days as we're taking this in. I don't even really want to talk about tactics for Spurs. I haven't even emotionally got there yet. It's been so bad, I haven't even emotionally got there yet in terms of looking at what team we play against Spurs. Our attention hasn't even turned to that because we're still so staggered and surprised and shocked and bewildered and amazed that Ollie is still there. And we've got the cosigns from the biggest sources that you can get that are closest to the club than anyone, that he's going to be there for the Tottenham game. Timothy Young says, I would not take Conte. He doesn't represent the ethos of Man United. But at least he is a proven winner and manager. I love Ollie, but sadly he's not right. I agree with you there. Although I would take Conte, but there needs to be a lot to be discussed. Pretty much for another show. I get, because actually we're not even there yet. We're not at the point of even looking at where we're at who's going to be the next manager. Do you know what I mean? I'm just going to go through some of the quotes if you guys are just joining us. To just give you the latest updates from a lot of the journalists. Laurie Whitwell's had a lot to say, so he's obviously had some real good conversations with the club, and he's now coming out of a lot of stuff. He said Mauricio Pochettino is said to still admire Man United. That's another name we haven't really heard, Pochettino. If Solskjaer is given a longer stay of execution, Brighton's Graham Potter could come under consideration. I mean, that's where we're at. So Laurie Whitwell's still saying, look, it's not over. That's what I mean about this. They're saying that don't take that he's, because he's in charge of Spurs, that actually he is in the job for the foreseeable. It's not going to happen. This is just buying time. That's all this is. Julian Laurent's French journalist says Zinedine Zidane is not interested in managing Man United. Should United move on from Ollie? Zidane is not in a rush to return to managing and is waiting for the right opportunity to emerge. So Zidane's been ruled out from early doors. We pretty much know that. Laurie Whitwell also says Solskjaer is said to have given an instruction to press high against Liverpool, but the Man United players were confused by the exact coordination. United do not train much pressing. We know that. Also, Samuel Laka says, this is already relevant as United sleepwalk towards more potential disasters. It's actually unfair on Solskjaer, which is exactly what I was just saying. He was clearly out of his depth, but it's not his fault. He is being allowed to go on this long. or was given a new contract in July. 100% agree there with Samuel Luckhurst. And Manchester United Evening News have said Man United club sources have still not been able to provide any outright clarity on the future of Solskjaer. And Solskjaer asked his team for their thoughts on the issue, causing United to leak chances week after week. More than one concluded that the answer was the man posing the question. Wow. That's from Laurie Whitwell, The Athletic, as well. So there's a lot of real, do you know what I mean, situations going on. Ollie's going to rock up for training today. You know, I understand that. Because they just have not got a plan, and that's what it comes down to. And a lot of journalists are saying it as well. Simon Stone says it does seem increasingly likely that Solskjaer will remain in charge of Man United for Saturday's game at Tottenham. Simon Stone's a fantastic journalist, but he's not going to give you the kind of, he's probably going to get sacked or Man United probably going to sign. He kind of keeps it, this is likely to happen, we'll see. You know what I mean? Doesn't really do that. And Sky have obviously reported Solskjaer expected to remain in charge as manager of the game at Tottenham. All that means is, like I said, we've got no plan. The game is round in about 5 days' time, and they don't want to put Fletcher under that sort of pressure. May as well keep Ollie there. Because, you know, like Samuel Luckhurst is saying, there's still no outright clarity. The club aren't doing what they did against Leicester, and that's what's interesting. Club ain't doing what they did against Leicester after Leicester and said and saying, listen, we back him, it's the process, we understand we got new players, it's going to take time. They ain't doing that this time. That's not what's happening. They're really quietly going about their business, about the lukewarm kind of backing. O'Connor says, Gary Neville hinted this on his interview with Sky Sports that Ollie will remain in charge. More damage caused if Ollie is sacked without a plan. Yeah, and even when Gary Neville said it, look, even in the night after the Liverpool game, I was saying in all the fan reviews to pretty much everyone, I said, we're not going to wake up tomorrow morning and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer sacked. I will admit, with the stuff that was going on yesterday, it did look like maybe we were amounting to that point. It did look like that, I have to be honest. But clearly, we can see that it's actually the first thing, which is he's probably not going to get sacked anytime soon because, one, there's no plan, and two, they really do believe in him. Even though now that belief seems to have wavered. Trevon Williams coming back through. Big up yourself, Trevon says, Gattuso walked away for free and Duncan Ferguson turned down the job because he knew he wasn't experienced enough. Ollie should walk if he really loves us. I hear that. I do hear it. You know, maybe a different manager would do that. But I don't see Ollie doing that. If Ollie did that, would I respect him 100%? I would. But I don't know, man. There's no way he's going to walk away. He's in a dream job. And like I said, he still believes, even if he's out of his depth and is shitting it against Spurs, he still believes. You know, we know what's around the corner. The club knows what's around the corner. But he still believes. Reeves Wong says, Flex, I've supported United for 27 years. Been to OT. I'm done with this club and football in general. That's it for me. I'll never forgive Ollie. Reeves, what I would say to you is, I know you're hurting, bro. 27 years of support. You've been to Old Trafford. It is tough. And I don't mean to sound like a cliche football fan of just get behind the boys, it'll be all right. I ain't saying it's going to be all right, Reeves. It's going to get worse. I won't reassure you of that. But, you know, we do have to hang in there because, you know, I wouldn't just blame Ollie for this. I wouldn't just blame Ollie for this. You know, it's not his fault that he ain't good enough. He gave it his best shot. He's left the squad better for somebody else. And this isn't me sympathising with Ollie. It's just me just giving an honest view of where he's at. I think it's unfair to blame Ollie, and I know that's your emotion there, Reeves. I can hear it in what you've typed. You know, that's it for me. You've said I'm done with this club and football in general. You're almost saying like I'm not even going to watch football in general. That's how low it's made you feel. So you're talking from a place of emotion, which is hard. When you speak from a place of emotion, you say things that maybe in a little while you might not mean. But I just think it's unfair to completely blame Ollie. I think the blame's got to be at the people who are longing this out and really, really keeping him in the job. Do you know what I mean? For this long. Because really and truly, let's face it, he's done. It's over. He needs the big brother to put the arm around. He needs that parent to say, son, it's over. You know? Imagine you're a parent. Imagine you're a dad or a mum or whoever, or a parent or carer, yeah? And you sign up your young person or your child to karate. Mum, dad, parent, carer, I want to do karate. All right, cool. I'll take you to karate. They go to karate, they get their ass bust, flown all over, or maybe it's judo, they're getting flung around. Do you know what I mean? The nose is bleeding. You just look at your little one and you go, it's just not for you, hun. Maybe we'll try tennis. Do you know what I mean? Maybe we'll try, I don't know, some volleyball, or there's a snooker house down there. They do that snooker down the youth club. I can't watch my kid just get flung around like that. Come on, I'll get you a McDonald's and we'll talk about some other sports. We'll go watch YouTube and see if you like anything else. How about that? I'm not just going to keep bringing you back to karate and get your ass handed to you. He needs saving. And the reason why I use the karate thing as an analogy is because I got my ass bust. First session of karate, I think a girl mashed me up. Nose was bleeding. Not that there's any thing with that with a girl mashing me up. That's how it is. She's better than me, stronger than me. She mashed me up. Said, Mum, I ain't going back. Even my mum was like, bro, it's not really for you. Do you know what I mean? That's why I used that, because it happened. It happened to me. I felt that. To walk away from karate, didn't have no belts, didn't even have the suit. Went there in a Nike tracksuit and Air Maxes. Got flung around. Couldn't even buy the suit. You know how embarrassing that is? When you can't even buy the suit. I was looking forward to wearing the proper Ryu and Ken proper thing. Couldn't even get the proper white garms with a white belt. What's white belt? That's the starter, innit? I couldn't even go there with a flipping normal Hugo Boss belt just to start. Got mash up. Mum dragged me out. Said, nah, it's not for you. And that's what Ollie needs. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what Ollie needs, man. He needs saving from himself. It's not his fault. He has to keep going. Flex in return for like, show us the video of KG. KG was demanding, listen, no video FC, no evidence FC. No evidence FC. Now, on that, he's right. He did. I don't even know why I lied. It weren't even that deep. He basically said, yeah, obviously you went in to change your tactics. Yeah, I did. And it didn't work. I lost game 2-1. Happens. But Ollie, he's going on like he won bare games and won a series. It's just a little warm-up game while we was testing something. The team weren't even set properly. That's why I went in to change it, because I didn't even set the players out properly. But in typical KG fashion, like he did, even went onto Twitter and lied straight away. And because he lied, I just thought, no, I'm just going to lie back. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, so there you have it. As we're live now, I'm just looking for some more stuff. Anything breaking? There's nothing there. Yeah, what I will just touch on really, really quickly is, Walter Smith has passed away. So rest in peace to Walter Smith. Former manager, chairman, and club legend of Rangers. A real big iconic football figure for the Scottish side of things. So rest in peace, Walter Smith, man. Fantastic manager in his time. A lot of players played under him. Just seeing there, Kevin Campbell saying rest in peace. He played under him at Everton as well. Sad day for football. That sad day. Rest in peace, Walter Smith as well. Scottish football legend for sure. But back to us. I just feel like it's sad, really, innit? Because we're just heading into a place, and this is where we got to be honest. We're done out here. Christian says, love you, Flex, but please stop making excuses for Ollie. I'm not, Christian. I'm not. I feel like I'm pleading with you, Christian. I'm not making it. If you've watched throughout this, I'm not making any excuses. I've said many times, Ollie is out of his depth. He needs to go. And the reason he needs to go is on him because he wasn't good enough. But the reason he's still there is not his fault. That's my point, Christian. Do you know what I'm saying? Jamaican Ghana says, you are making excuses. What's going on? Why is everyone getting on to me? What excuses am I making for Ollie? Have I missed something here? Have I just been on live for like 40 minutes and just been an Ollie sympathiser making excuses for him? Because I don't think I have. I might have to watch it back. Maybe I'm talking off emotion. But listen, I can't make it any clearer. Ollie is done out here. He's finished. He needs to leave. But the reason he's still there is because of the Glazers. And we don't have it. Yeah, they're just trolling. I don't know. Big up you lot. Caleb Martin says, Flex, my Scouse mates aren't even taking the piss after that result. They feel sorry for me. That's how bad it is. We're not a threat to them anymore. No. And you know what I said as well? I said it. I think I said it in the full view. I said it to a friend of mine as well. I was so angry at the fact that in the post-match stuff, I saw a little. I didn't watch it all on purpose. It just came across my timeline. I saw what Klopp said after the game, and I saw what Van Dijk said after the game. Van Dijk I would rather him say, like, yeah, we put it on them. it was this, it was that. But what he said was worse, because he was basically like, it's just a normal day, any team, any away day. He was like, what can I say? 5 goals, clean sheet, top stuff. We go on to the next. I was like, you prick. That's the ultimate disrespect, you know. Going to Old Trafford 75k, yeah, and saying, pumping man 5-0, and coming out and saying, normal game. Kanate, 3rd appearance for Liverpool, cash. Curtis Jones coming in, cash. Oxlade coming in, forgotten man, cash. Klopp saying, fantastic result, this will probably never happen ever again. I'd rather they come and said, yo, we done the thing on them. They thought they was going to win this game in their shit form. Like, we battered them, we turned up. But because they knew they was in second gear and they got a harder game at Brentford, the Liverpool man were like, cash, normal away day, mate. Normal away day against a bang average, against a shit side. That riled me up even more. And when Klopp done that thing, when he runs back and goes, hey, I was vexed. I thought, nah, they're taking the piss. It is what it is, isn't it? There you go, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Smash a like on the video. We'll have the Flex and KG show for you later on this evening, and we'll cover anything, any breaking news throughout the day if there's some significant developments. Smash a like on the video, guys. We've got over 1,300 people watching and only 470 odd likes. Come on, let's go. Before we leave, let's get that way over 500, 600, 700. Come on. Oh, there we go. We're 30 likes away from 500. Exactly. We should be more than that. We should be doing more than that. Let's push this up. We're over 500 now, 518. Hit that like button. Come on, guys. But yeah, like Timothy says, they pissed all over us. That's hard to get over, 100%. That's what it is. We have to realize where we're at. It's gonna get worse. Ollie is gonna be in charge against Spurs. They've already said it. All the top journalists that are close to the club have already made that point very, very clear. So at the end of the day, strap yourselves in, because this is about to get hella worse than this. It really is. I can't see us getting a result against Spurs at all. And I think the inevitable, we're just waiting. We're just plummeting into oblivion, and it is a horrible, horrible time. It's going to get worse before it gets better, guys. Thanks for watching. Smash a like on the video. Like I said, I'll see you this evening with the Flex and KG show later on. Take care, guys. Peace.